I'm Kevin Decker in Las Vegas, Nevada, where I was born and raised. This is after the shooting incident at the Strip downtown. Actually, not downtown, but down the end of town, I should say, towards the exit and entrance to Las Vegas and from Las Vegas to and from California. Before we go any further and explain what my activity was during that time, I have to explain my uniforms because some people have thought some strange things, and I'm like, no, that's not what that is. So first let me start with my jacket. People think this is a fire department jacket. This is what they see, and they think it's a fire department jacket. It's not. Let me explain it to you. This is my Nevada patch. This is the shield of Nevada. It's on my right arm. I have two of them. I had one on my left before, but I pulled that off, and at this particular time I only have one. And this is made out of denim material. It was black. And what I did with the denim material is I had bleached it out. It turned into a buckskin style type of cloth. It looks like buckskin up close. Some people say, no, it looks like you were in a fire and it's all smoky. No, it looks like the 1980s and 1990s buckskin clothing. So anyway, that's what this is. Now, on my jacket, I have some brass. My brass, I acquired, these are antiques. I acquired these from an unknown individual back in the 1970s, and they are actual brass. And they are from World War II. Somebody had some clothing with them on it, wound up in somebody's hands, and they handed it down to my mother, and it got handed down to me. The actual cloth that these were on disintegrated. It got old and rotted, but I kept the brass. So on each side, I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, which is the number for war on one side, war on the other. 6 and 6 is 12. 12 is war. 3 is war too. You can go 3. 3, 6, 9, 12. Those are numbers that are affiliated with war. So that is what I put on here because I had actually registered with the Army National Guard here in Las Vegas, Nevada through Sergeant Tanksley back in the 2000s, after 2005. I also have 3 brass buttons here and 3 brass buttons here. These are actual buttons that are on my cuffs. The collar is a martial arts collar. I am a martial artist. I have been trained under 2 different martial artists here in Las Vegas, Nevada. This is, again, a martial artist collar. Whenever you see somebody wear this collar, you better presume that they're either karate or there's some form of Chinese martial arts. Fact. We don't normally wear these kind of collars unless we know that kind of thing. There are some people who wear it, don't get me wrong, that aren't martial artists, but normally martial artists wear these collars. So that's why my collar is that way. I actually made this with blue thread. It has blue thread. Blue seams on the bottom, blue seams on the sides, blue seams on the sleeves, blue seams, you see it, blue, 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 blue. That resembles the military, and it resembles water, like the Navy. The Navy is the backbone as far as legalism is concerned for protection for our country. The Navy is the one that controls all of the legal, or most all of the legal aspects of military law. So because of what I was going through in my own city, of being oppressed by criminals and lied about and treated like an alien, and I'm not an alien to my own country, and all those things that I put online that you saw on YouTube and on my Google website. All those things I was going through, I prepared myself for war in my own country to protect myself. So this was one way, and I began a voluntary security company in order for me to be able to continue as a voluntary environment security person. That's what I wear sometimes when things happen, like what just happened. So I did wear that night. Let me go into another situation that happened when I was working for the police department back in the early 2000s. There was a woman, I won't mention her name. There was a woman who was working there, and I was working graveyard shift. And I took missing persons reports and I also tried to help people find their vehicles and rims and missing things like that, and made sure officers had their reports so they could get investigators on it too, and that kind of stuff. I can't go into detail because I can't explain all that to you. That's something that the police department handles. But just to give you a little bit of gist of what I did. While I was there, I was told by a person that actually worked there that I wasn't supposed to wear knit slacks. See, I had them, I don't know if I have a pair to show you here amongst the clothing. I had a pair of knit slacks. Now, they're not jogging pants where, you see those jogging pants that have that particular type of jogger style, and they're kind of poofy a little bit, and they've got the closure around the ankle, and they've got the band, a strange band around the, I say strange because it's not for normal clothing, for business or for work, around the waist. I didn't wear jogging clothing to work. I wore knit slacks that were for casual, because graveyard at that time was casual. We were allowed to wear casual. So I wore knit slacks and I wore knit blazers to cover my body style. Well, somebody decided they didn't like that and kind of got nasty, and they were higher than me in the hierarchy and told me they wanted me to stop wearing them, and they thought that it looked like jogging pants, and it didn't. And just to avoid the fight, even though I didn't have the money to go buy clothing, I took $45 out of my budget and went to Falas Paredes, which is here in Las Vegas, Nevada, and it is a discount clothing store. They've been around for a while. And I bought this color, which is the color of Las Vegas Metropolitan Police Department, shirts, and 5 of them, one for each day of the week, work, and I believe it was 4, maybe 5 pair of pants with the same color. Now, the pants were made out of cotton, and they were a weave. These were cotton weave. And then I bought black shoes and white socks. I already have white socks. So that's what I wore to work every day, so that they would leave me alone about my casual clothing, which were knit slacks. That's a fact, and that's what happened. I had to mention all that because it's been going around and around and around and coming back to me. I'm like, look, enough of that. This is the story for real, and I don't want to hear it anymore. So anyway, this shirt is not the one I bought from Falas Paredes. This I made. I have 3 of them because I am voluntary security in the environment in Las Vegas, Nevada, and I do have an OSHA certification from a construction OSHA certified instructor. So, and that would be Mr. Becker. But these I make for myself for TLL Security of Clark County, Nevada, for the environment. I wear it sometimes when I go out and have to do some dirty cleanup, and I have to clean it with special agents, and then there's times where I have to wear it for what just happened. So I did wear one of these also the other night. So I was trying to explain that to you, that these kind that I wore for security, you can also see these right here. Usually security people and officers have these things on their shoulders. Yeah, they do. That is a security and an officer standard. They don't really wear shirts without these. When I went to work for LVMPD, or when I was still working for them, and they wanted me to change my attire, and I changed it to this color shirts every day, I didn't have these. So no, I didn't look like an officer, and I didn't have the brown lines going down the side of the pants. No, I didn't look like a police officer coming to work, so I've got to resolve that issue too. Also, I have 3 lines on the back of mine. 1, 2, 3, because I registered for the Army National Guard. 3 is a number of war. Once, twice, 3 strikes, you're out. One of those kind of things. You see what I'm saying? Okay, so we're in the United States of America, so I know you know what I'm saying.